This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, and welcome to an agent webinar with Sierra Dwight, and this is going to be over 365 workplace safety and just kind of giving you a basis to understand how the dividend works, what 365 workplace safety is all about, and how it can benefit you in getting in the door with prospects. So to go ahead and get started, this is the main website page you can see here on your screen. This is a great place for you to come to get agent resources. You can direct your clients to this website as well to fill out an application. So really quickly, I will just show you. The application is here. You can see that we have one for UFG and one for general members. UFG application is a little bit different because members that are with UFG only pay $200 a year to join to have all of our resources, and they gain the dividend eligibility. So you can see down here at the bottom, they can choose to pay either with check or PayPal. Now, I'm use this time now to mention to you guys that sometimes whenever the prospect or client doesn't understand this is an annual membership, they'll pay the first $200 quite easily, but then as the whole year goes by and I start sending out an invoice for the next 200, more often than not, they're confused and don't know what it's for, because what I see happening is that a lot of agents are signing up prospects and clients for 365 for the dividend eligibility, but not explaining to them that they also have all of these resources that can help them with HR and safety. So in knowing that, this is what this webinar is all about. I really want to give you guys the tools to speak about 365 so that your members aren't just getting the dividend eligibility, but they're also gaining this knowledge, these resources they can use. And by using it, then when they see the $200 invoice the following year, not only will they understand what it's for and pay it, but they might even associate this awesome resource with you, their agent, because you introduced them to it, and therefore gives you a leg up for them to want to continue doing business with you because you showed them this awesome resource for their HR and their safety. So just something to keep in mind. A lot of times I send the invoices to the agents as well, and then they have to remind the prospect that's what this is for, and then they'll pay it. Now, if you wanted to sign somebody up, but UFG said no, they aren't going to be able to join the UFG program because of losses or what have you, but they really don't have an employee handbook and they really need help with safety manuals and OSHA tools, etc., they can become a general member. And to sign up as a general member, it's quite easy. Same process, application, but you can see down here that the dues change. So if their company revenue is 1 million, dues are 400, and if it's between 1 million and 5 million, dues are 600, and if the revenue is greater than 5 million, you can see that it's 750. Same options for check and PayPal. Now, I find that when general members sign up, we have quite a few general members in our membership program right now, and when they sign up, they often never forget what 365 is. They log in almost every day and use it and have found great value in it. And of course, they're paying more for it and they're not getting a dividend eligibility either. So just remember that it is open to general members, and you guys can use this as a way to help your members get not your members, your clients get the resources that they need. So as I was saying before, also, you can get agent resources on this site. So if you go here and click agent resources, there's a password. It's UFG, all caps, underscore 2018. And you will gain access to this awesome tool here where you see there's an agent guide, there's flyers, there's more flyers here, there's brochures, lots of information, and I've created some great animated videos here you can see that kind of explain the portal. Here there's a portal walkthrough, which is kind of what I'm giving you now, and then there's the quick what is 365 workplace safety video you can give to your prospects, a video for you to explain the dividend to your other agents. If you have any questions, it kind of goes briefly over how the dividend works, and then more, advertising type videos. These flyers here, most agents actually put in the back of their proposals. So I'll click on one just so you can see it. We'll open up the first one. It's right here. It kind of briefly highlights the top resources that members and prospects really use and look for. And as you know, out there, a lot of subcontractors or whoever that you're writing, construction companies, they use a lot of these resources and really need them. So you can put these flyers in the back of your proposals. That's what a lot of insurance agencies are doing. So to go back to the website, let me just see right here. Now, whenever a member has signed up, this is what they get access to. They click the current member tab, and then they click the resource portal tab, and they have a login and password for that, and it opens up right here. So on this site, this is more of a landing page for them to gain like all of their resources from. So over here, you can see member benefits. This is where they can find the OSHA training, like the 10-hour and the 30-hour discounts. With this discount code, they get 15% off of puresafetyondemand.com. A lot of subcontractors and other companies don't know that you can take OSHA courses online. The 10-hour is in English and Spanish, and the 30-hour is only in English. And of course, there's a myriad of other courses on that site as well, like confined spaces and other things like that. So I always encourage people to go look around and just see what courses they might want to get a card for or a certificate for from an accredited company. So then, the next resource is our defensive driving training, and this is a great refreshing course that a lot of our members use to play like once or twice a year. It's really special, and all they have to do is click this link, and it will actually take them back to our main website where they can get a password from me, and I'll just type it in. And it opens up this great defensive driving course. Again, this is not the course. I always have to tell people that the government gives you an opportunity to take to lower a citation. This is just a nice, refreshing course on defensive driving. It's 25 minutes long, and there's a quiz that I have supplied here in English and Spanish with an answer key. The next resource here, I'm going to skip ThinkHR and just shoot down to discounted driving records. This is fantastic. We have over 500 plus drivers right now being monitored through 365 Workplace Safety through our partnership with IIX. So as you can see, it describes here that we get a 45% discount for our members. So just to give you a brief overview, it's $1 per month per driver roughly for people to have their drivers, their fleet monitored. Now, if one of those drivers, let's say, for example, doesn't pay child support and their license gets suspended. If that happens, then their monitor will be, alerted, red flagged, and that report will be pulled and given to that company as soon as possible, like as soon as it happens. And then after that, they are charged for that invoice. So it's about $9. Now, if they have over a certain amount of drivers in the program, it goes down. Each one, just like $1 per month per driver can go down to 90 cents per month per driver, depending on how many people they have in the program. So really great resource. Like I said, over 500 drivers right now are being monitored, and I just think it's so fantastic. And this has been a really good thing for those companies to get their employees to drive safely. Auto safety claims are at an all-time high right now. Distracted driving is huge, and this at least lets the drivers know that they're being monitored, and I think it's been a huge improvement for a lot of our members. So also on this site, before I dive into ThinkHR, is a lot of great resources that all come in English and Spanish and are completely downloadable to PDF or Word. They can add their company logo to any forms. There's fleet safety forms like distracted driving policies, defensive driving policies, whatever they might need. You can see there's checklists, cards, articles. There's even payroll stuffers, posters. There's safety programs. How does a trainer train? Safety incentives, toolbox talks galore. And I always tell people the easiest way to find what you're looking for, let's say you just know that you need a policy of some kind. I'll type in the word policies at the top, click the search bar, let it load, and you can see that we have vacation policies, safety policies, harassment policies, all typed up, ready to go. All these things, again, come in English and Spanish, and they're attorney vetted. I can't say enough about how amazing I think this site is, because coming from a background where I had to write policies like this that took a lot of research and a lot of time, and you weren't even sure if what you found on Google was correct, it's just so great to have this here and make your life so much easier to be able to type in policies and have them typed up for you, to be able to type in toolbox talk at the top and see what comes up. You got, what's it say? You have 178 toolbox talks to choose from, and they're coming out with new ones every year. I always tell people they can quickly go to the type in format and find flyers, Spanish, Word document, what they're looking for. If you type in something at the top like distracted driving and you click search, the format options get larger, and it will show you they have 4 videos, 76 Word documents, 1 toolkit, 35 Spanish resources. So it's just really great to have all of these options available to you, whether it's a training that you're trying to put together, a seminar that you're teaching, or even just something that you want to hand out to your employees. So that's basically the risk management resources here. I went over it very quickly, but there's just no end to what it is that you can find on this site. Then we have the OSHA help on this site. A lot of people I've learned have not been submitting their OSHA 300A logs, and they're supposed to be posted in their offices by the first week of February. I think it's February 2nd, actually. And so I teach a lot of people how to fill out an OSHA log, and this site makes it very, very easy. All they have to do is set up their company, then they update their OSHA log as it goes. And if they don't know that they're having it, that if something is recordable or not, then they simply just go in and it asks them, are you unsure if this should be recorded? And it gives them a quick question, like 4 or 5 questions they answer, and then it spits out yes or no to recording it. Then this site also has HR resources, just like the safety resources, everything from FMLA, to COBRA, and all they have to do is click on what it is that they're interested in reading about, or maybe forms that they might need, and it's all going to be right here. And then again, if they're looking for something HR related, they can just type it in the search bar and it will come up in English and Spanish. So then on the outside of that, we're going to go back to member benefits and we're going to jump into Think HR. So if a member, say, doesn't have an employee handbook, this is the kind of site that they are going to go to. And our members, this is completely free to them. They have a login and password for this site as well. So they click this link, and then it will take them to Think HR. Let me see. I have it right up here somewhere. Here it is. So Think HR, right here, this is the landing page that they reach whenever they log in. And I say my favorite one is probably the advisors. Actually, no, I think all of it's so great. I'll just start with the advisors. So HR experts are on standby all of the time to answer any questions that come up at their company throughout, the entire day, their work. If they want to serve alcohol at a Christmas party, if they want to terminate somebody and they're not sure if it's, the right way to terminate somebody, if they have an issue come up with like workers' compensation, they can type in whatever question they have and click submit. The HR experts are on standby, and they will get back to you within 24 hours or less. When I ask questions, I often get my response in like 3 or 4 hours, but it really depends. So they give themselves the 24 hours. And if the client doesn't have time to wait 24 hours, they can call the number. And you can see here Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then you have the handbook builder here that is super easy to use. All members have to do is click create on a new handbook. They click their company, so we'll click 365. You fill out some very basic information. You can see that's it. I've scrolled all the way. They can add whatever state they're in. Some of our members are in Texas, but also in California at this time. And they'll fill out everything. Click Save and Review Policies, and it will blast them back to the main handbook page, but the only one they'll see is theirs. So I'll click on mine. And the handbooks open up just like this. And each chapter is completely written for them already with their company information plugged in. So they might have their own handbook, they might not. If they do have their own handbook, then it's really easy for them to click in here and edit and copy and paste in their information and fill in the blanks. Some people, what they'll do is they'll just download this handbook the way it is, and then they'll edit it in Microsoft Word. It makes it really easy whenever you want to, I teach members how to find all of a word and replace it with another word. I always encourage them to read the handbook because they really should know what their handbook says and like what they're saying as a company. I always also teach them that it's really important to have your president, vice president, or company owner sign the front of the handbook to show that they also back what it says on the inside. I tell them to always print one out and have it somewhere in the office that's easily attainable for their staff, but also, have a live version on the computer, and that's what this is great for. This is an updated live version of a handbook that is updated all the time. Laws are changing constantly, and they will be notified of a law change immediately where they can go in, click the red flag, and click update. So there's really no way that anybody shouldn't have an employee handbook if they're a member of the 365 Workplace Safety, because it just makes it so easy. And a lot of people, they just don't have them. And if they do, then it's very easy for them to copy and paste their information in. The next tool is the compliance tool here at the top, where members can type in anything under the sun that they have a question about. It's kind of like the Google search engine of ThinkHR. They can type in anything. So let's just say they wanted to type in termination. They can look and see kind of like what comes up here, and you can already see like termination toolkit. That sounds awesome. Let's click on that. So this is a termination toolkit, and it's a step-by-step guide of how you properly terminate somebody. And I bet a lot of companies don't know this information, and this would be really helpful for them, even if they did, just for them to feel better about, how they're going about this. They can save anything that they find in here as a PDF or a Word, and they can edit it, put their company logo on it, what have you. And then if we go back to the compliance tab and say you aren't searching for anything there, but you want to look through all the questions that have been asked, you can do that. You can look at a category. We'll say background checks, click the search, and these are the most recent popular questions that have been asked in regards to background checks. And I come in here sometimes and just look through questions so that I can learn more, so maybe I can answer questions for members when they call, because they call me all the time. And then you can see up here there's forms and policies, just like on the 365 portal. There's great policies here that they can easily just print and click on and download. I mean, there's just so many background release form policies already typed up, completely, written by HR experts, which is just fantastic. There's specific state laws they can search under, just Texas, and click on things as they need them. And again, go all the way down to the bottom. They can save it as a PDF and print it. And then my last favorite thing about the compliance tab, because it really is massive and there's just so much to it, is this job description builder. Pretty fantastic. There's 7,000 plus job descriptions in here. And if you've ever had to go through a hiring process like me, you know that typing up a job description can take days, a really nice, long, thorough one. However, job descriptions are really, really important, especially in hiring and also in terminating. If you want to have the job completely filled out, so that whenever you have to show the employee, why they're no longer going to keep their job, it's because they weren't doing what was on the job description, which is, really important. So, for example, I'll type in agent, because this is for agents, and see if they have insurance agents. Here we go, insurance sales agents. We'll click on that one and see all they have to do is fill out some basic information so that whenever they download it, it's all filled out. And then I'm going to scroll through this a little bit quickly, but you can see there's the knowledge part, basic skills, social skills, technical, systems, resources, all the way down to ergonomics. It's quite robust and thorough, and a lot of people tell me that they don't need it to be this detailed, but I'd rather it have more information than I can go through and delete what I don't want. So that's exactly what you can do. You can save it as a Word or a PDF again, save things for later, which is always great, and then edit it as you go and post it on Indeed or LinkedIn or wherever you need to, or hand it out to someone that you've just hired or interviewed. So the last resource in ThinkHR that I want to go over is the 200 plus free training courses. These 200 plus free training courses come in these 8 categories here, and most of people use these courses in workplace safety. Of course, they use some harassment courses and things like that as well. So there's a few in Spanish, more in English, and all they have to do is click on the course or click this question mark to read what the course is about and how long it is. And then whenever they want to assign it to an employee, they only have to email it to them by clicking this envelope, and I assist members in putting their employees and staff in the system. A lot of companies sometimes don't have computers, or their staff don't have computers. They might only have 1 or 2 that they use in a meeting conference room. And so what they'll do is they'll print out an attendance sheet and they'll play this course for everyone to view. And then they'll have them all sign the attendance sheet, and then they'll staple the certificate that comes at the end of the course to the back of the attendance sheet with everyone's name, and it works just the same. So you can see there's a lot of courses, and they're really great. It's awesome for safety managers, safety directors, or those people in the office that just wear multiple hats that need to get some training in and logged and saved. It's great that they can just come here and do this. A lot of people lately have been doing a course track. They can create those here by just adding the courses they want to put together. and then they can give it a completion date, and they can give it a name, and they can send that to one staffer. Maybe if they want every new hire to do like a new hire orientation course track where they take a harassment course, a communication course, professional development course, and a few workplace safety courses, so whatever they want. And I often help them put together a great course track for that. So I'm always available as well to help. So that's Think HR in a nutshell, and we've gone over the 365 Workplace Safety Portal. So that's really what members gain access to, and we're always looking for new things to bring to our members. We're currently working on an auto safety program where we're really trying to give employers the tools they need to try to lower their losses when it comes to road safety, because that is just such a crisis right now. So we're going to unveil that in 2020, and we're always open to suggestions. Now, one more thing that I want to go over is just on our portal, that agent guide I was talking about in the agent resources right here. This is open to you guys. Remember, the password is UFG_2018. I just like to mention that right here you can see it says that all active members of 365 Workplace Safety are eligible to be considered for our program. Coverage may be afforded for all lines of business. However, workers' compensation and commercial umbrella are not included in the insurance program and do not qualify for the safety group dividend opportunity. Just to remember who's eligible and who's not eligible. And then also you can see that the examples of types of risks that may be acceptable are right here. And these companies that fall under these industries categories are not eligible. Again, you can access this and download it easily in the agent guide with that password UFG_2018, capital UFG. The last and final resource of 365 Workplace Safety is me, Sierra Dwight, the Executive Director. I'm available as well to answer questions, to help, to assist. A lot of agents use me as a prospecting tool. They'll set up a lunch, and then they'll also set me up to call at that time and do a webinar. I do webinars all day long. I love it. I will talk about 365 till I'm blue in the face. So if you're going to meet with somebody and you really want to sell them on 365, and I think it's a really great prospecting tool to get you in the door, asking questions like, do you have an employee handbook? No, you don't. Well, this is something that can help you get an employee handbook, makes you look good. Just send me an email. I've done webinars before with 10, 15 minutes notice. So whatever you need, whatever I can do to help you, create marketing materials for you, a brochure for you with 365 information in it, I'm open to that. Just contact me. My email address, Sierra Dwight at 365workplacesafety.com, and my phone number is 972-850-2801. It's been great talking with you guys. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.